Jehovah's Witnesses are a religious group that many people find mysterious. They are known for going door to door, talking about their faith, and handing out magazines like the Watchtower. Some people admire their dedication, while others find their beliefs unusual or strict. Jehovah's Witnesses can be found all over the world. They have millions of members in different countries, all following the same teachings. They meet in places called kingdom halls, avoid celebrating birthdays and holidays, and believe the world will soon change in a big way. Some people see Jehovah's Witnesses as a peaceful religious group that stays true to their beliefs. Others think their strict rules make life too difficult for members. Are they simply a group of faithful believers, or is their organization too controlling? This is a question many people ask, and it's what we are going to explore. A man named Charles Taze Russell started the group that later became Jehovah's Witnesses. He was very interested in the Bible and wanted to understand it better. In the late 1800s, he began teaching his own ideas about what the Bible really meant. He started a group of followers who believed his teachings, and they printed magazines to share their message. One big way Jehovah's Witnesses are different from other Christian groups is what they believe about Jesus and God. Most Christians believe that Jesus is part of God, but Jehovah's Witnesses believe Jesus is separate and not equal to God. They also don't believe in hell the way many other Christians do. Instead, they teach that people who don't follow God will simply stop existing. Another thing that makes them different is their belief that the world is about to change completely. They believe that a great event, called Armageddon, will happen soon, and only faithful Jehovah's Witnesses will survive. Over the years, they have made predictions about when this might happen, but those dates have come and gone. Even though the predictions didn't come true, many members still believe the end is near and prepare for it every day. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that the world as we know it will end very soon. They call this event Armageddon. They teach that God will destroy all bad things and create a perfect new world where only faithful people will live. Because they think this could happen at any moment, they focus on preparing for it and telling others about it. They also believe that Satan controls the world right now. They say that governments, schools, and entertainment are often influenced by Satan, which is why they avoid politics, certain holidays, and many common activities. They believe that following their religion closely is the only way to stay safe from Satan's tricks. One of the most important things for Jehovah's Witnesses is evangelism, which means sharing their beliefs with others. They believe it is their duty to go from house to house, talking to people and offering Bible lessons. Many members put this work above school, jobs, or personal goals because they believe helping others learn the truth is the most important thing they can do. Jehovah's Witnesses have a group of leaders who make all the big decisions for the religion. This group is called the governing body, and they live in a special headquarters in New York. They decide what members should believe, how they should live, and what rules they must follow. Everyone in the religion listens to them because they are seen as God's chosen leaders. Each local group of Jehovah's Witnesses is called a congregation. Every congregation has men called elders who act as leaders. The elders make sure that everyone follows the rules of the religion. They also give advice, handle problems, and decide if someone should be punished for breaking the rules. There is a clear system where the governing body is at the top. Elders are in charge of congregations, and regular members must follow their guidance. Jehovah's Witnesses also have rules about clothing, entertainment, and friendships. Members are expected to dress modestly and avoid clothes that seem too flashy or revealing. Many types of music, movies, and books are discouraged if they don't match the religion's values. Socializing is also controlled. Jehovah's Witnesses are encouraged to spend time only with people in their religion and avoid close friendships with outsiders. This helps them stay focused on their faith and avoid bad influences. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that the Bible tells them not to accept blood transfusions. They use certain verses to support this, saying that taking someone else's blood is against God's rules. Because of this belief, they refuse blood transfusions, even in emergencies when it could save their lives. Saying no to blood transfusions can be very serious. If someone has a big surgery or an accident, doctors might recommend a blood transfusion to help them survive. But Jehovah's Witnesses will not take it, even if it means they could die. Parents in this religion also refuse blood for their children, which sometimes causes problems with hospitals and the law. Instead of blood transfusions, Jehovah's Witnesses look for alternative treatments. Some doctors try different medical options that don't use blood, but these may not always work as well. This makes medical care more difficult for Jehovah's Witnesses, and some people in the religion feel scared when they get sick. Some former members have shared their experiences about medical treatment. Some say they felt pressured to refuse blood even when they were afraid. Others regret their decision after leaving the religion, realizing they took a big risk with their health. Some families have lost loved ones because of this rule, making it one of the most debated parts of the religion's teachings. Jehovah's Witnesses have many rules about how members should live. These rules cover music, clothing, and relationships. They are told to avoid music that is too wild or has bad messages. Clothes should be modest, meaning not too tight or revealing. Dating is only allowed if both people follow the religion's rules and plan to get married. In the congregation, elders, religious leaders, watch over how people behave, including their dating and marriages. Couples are expected to follow strict rules, and if someone breaks them, they can get in trouble. People are encouraged to marry only other Jehovah's Witnesses, and dating someone outside the religion is strongly discouraged. The religion also teaches that men are the leaders in families. Women are expected to listen to their husbands and follow their guidance. This can be difficult for some women, especially if their husbands are controlling. Women in bad marriages sometimes feel stuck because divorce is only allowed for very serious reasons, like cheating. If a woman is unhappy or mistreated, she might not get support from the congregation. Instead, she is told to be patient and pray for things to get better. This can make life very hard for women in toxic or abusive relationships. Growing up as a Jehovah's Witness comes with many rules. Children are taught to be different from other kids. They are not supposed to make close friends outside the religion because the world is seen as bad. This can make them feel lonely at school since they don't join in many activities. Holidays and birthdays are not celebrated. While other kids have Christmas, Halloween, and birthday parties, Jehovah's Witness children do not take part. They are told that these celebrations are not approved by God. This can make them feel left out, especially when schools have holiday events. At a young age, children are encouraged to get baptized, which means making a promise to follow the religion for life. Once baptized, they are expected to obey all the rules completely. Some feel pressure to do this because they want to make their families proud. But if a baptized young person breaks the rules, the punishment is serious. They can be disfellowshipped, which means other members, even their own family, may stop talking to them. This can be very painful and scary, especially for teenagers who are still figuring things out. Being a member of Jehovah's Witnesses can affect how people feel and think. Many members are taught never to question the religion. If they ask too many questions or doubt the teachings, they might be seen as weak or rebellious. This makes people afraid to speak up, even if they are confused or struggling. Some members experience depression and anxiety because of the strict rules. They may feel pressure to be perfect and follow every teaching exactly. If they make a mistake, they might feel guilty or ashamed. Since they are often told to stay away from people outside their faith, they can also feel very alone and isolated. For those who decide to leave the religion, life can be very hard. Friends and even family members may stop talking to them. They might feel lost because they were never encouraged to plan for a different life. Learning how to make new friends, find a job, or fit into society again can be a big challenge. Leaving Jehovah's Witnesses is not easy. Many members start to have doubts when they notice things that don't feel right. They may struggle with certain teachings or feel unhappy with the strict rules. But questioning the faith can be scary because they are taught that leaving is dangerous and that those who leave are turning their backs on God. Some people try to leave quietly by attending fewer meetings or keeping their doubts to themselves. Others stop following the rules and wait to be removed. A few people write a letter to officially disassociate themselves from the group. No matter how they leave, the consequences can be painful. Members who leave are often shunned, meaning their friends and family stop talking to them. This can make them feel lonely and lost, especially if they grew up in the faith. Many former members struggle to start a new life, but some find support from others who have gone through the same thing. Leaving the organization is a big change, and it can be very emotional. Many former members feel alone because they lose their family and friends. In the group, they were taught that people outside the faith were bad. So when they leave, they don't always know who to turn to. Some people share stories about how hard it was to lose their loved ones. Parents stop talking to their children, and best friends pretend they don't exist. This can make people feel sad and unwanted. Education and work can also be a challenge. Many were told that higher education wasn't important, so they didn't go to college. When they leave, they realize they need better jobs, but don't have the right training or skills. Even though it's difficult, there is hope. Some former members find support groups where they meet others who went through the same thing. These groups help them heal and build a new life. Over time, many learn to be happy again and find new friends and careers. There have been serious concerns about how abuse cases are handled inside the organization. When someone reports abuse, it is often dealt with privately by the group's leaders instead of going straight to the police. This can make it hard for victims to get justice. One rule that causes problems is the two-witness rule. This means that if someone reports abuse, there must be two people who saw it happen for action to be taken. But abuse usually happens in private, so there is rarely another witness. Because of this, many cases are ignored, and victims don't get the help they need. Governments in different countries have started investigating these issues. Some courts have ruled that the group's way of handling abuse is not safe. In some places, leaders have been told to change their rules and report abuse properly. Many people believe that protecting victims should be the most important thing. Some former members now speak out about what happened to them, hoping to help others and bring change. Many Jehovah's Witnesses are discouraged from going to university. They are taught that spending years in higher education is a waste of time because the world is going to end soon. Instead of focusing on a career, members are encouraged to spend more time preaching and helping the organization. Because of this, many young people choose manual or technical jobs instead of going to college. Jobs like construction, cleaning, or office work are seen as better choices because they don't require years of schooling. These jobs also allow members to have more time for religious activities. However, not going to university can make life harder in the future. Some members later struggle to find good-paying jobs and may regret not getting a higher education. Former members often say that leaving the group is even harder because they don't have the qualifications needed for many jobs. Education can change lives, but many witnesses are taught to avoid it. Some former members now try to go back to school later in life to build a better future. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that marriage should only be between two members of their faith. If someone falls in love with a person outside the religion, they are told it is wrong and that it could weaken their faith. Because of this, many members feel pressure to only date and marry within the group. In a Jehovah's Witness marriage, the husband is seen as the head of the household. He is expected to lead and make important decisions, while the wife is told to be submissive and supportive. Even if the wife disagrees, she is taught to respect her husband's authority. Women in the organization have limited roles. They are not allowed to be leaders in the congregation and cannot give sermons like men do. Their main role is to support their families and teach their children about the religion. Some women struggle with this, especially if they feel unheard in their marriages or want to do more in the organization. These rules about marriage and gender roles can be difficult for some people, but for others, they feel like they are following what God wants and accept their roles happily. In the Jehovah's Witnesses faith, members are taught that faith should come before anything else. They are expected to put their beliefs above their own dreams. This means that if someone wants to go to college, become an artist, or follow a personal goal, They might be told to focus on their religious duties instead. Members are also expected to think the same way as the organization teaches. Questioning beliefs or having different opinions is seen as dangerous. If someone asks too many questions, they might be warned or even punished. Because of this, some people feel like they lose their ability to think freely. Being part of the group can come with a high cost. Some people give up their personal dreams, relationships, or even their family to stay in the faith. Others feel pressure to always obey, even when it makes them unhappy. For those who fully believe, these sacrifices feel worth it. But for others, it can be a struggle to give up so much just to belong. Jehovah's Witnesses have faced questions from the government about how they handle certain problems. One big issue is how they deal with abuse cases inside the group. Instead of going to the police, they often try to handle things on their own. This has led to serious concerns because some victims do not get the help they need. Another big topic is disfellowshipping, which means cutting off someone who does not follow the rules. If a member breaks certain rules or decides to leave, their family and friends in the group may stop talking to them. Some people say this is unfair and causes emotional pain, while others believe it is necessary to keep the group pure. Because of these issues, the organization has faced negative attention in the news. To protect their image, they work hard to defend their practices. They say they are following their beliefs and that they have a right to run their group as they choose. Still, debates about their policies continue, and many people have different opinions on what is right. The world is changing fast, and information is easier to find than ever before. In the past, members of Jehovah's Witnesses mostly learned from their own books and meetings. But now, with the internet, people can read different opinions and learn things they never knew before. This makes it harder for the group to control what members believe. There are also pressures from inside and outside the group. Some members want changes, like fewer strict rules or more freedom in personal choices. At the same time, people outside the group, like governments and former members, are pushing for more openness about how the group works. No one knows exactly what will happen in the future. Some believe the group will have to change to survive. Others think they will stay the same, but become smaller as more people leave. Whatever happens, it is clear that the way people think about the group is shifting, and the next few years will be important in deciding what comes next. It is always good to ask questions and think for yourself. When people grow up in a group or religion, they often believe what they are told without checking if it is true. But learning new things and doing your own research helps you make better choices. Everyone should have the freedom to believe what feels right to them. No one should be forced to follow rules they don't agree with. True faith should come from the heart, not from fear or pressure. What do you think? Have you ever questioned something you were taught? Talking and sharing ideas helps people understand each other better. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and always search for the truth. People have different opinions about Jehovah's Witnesses. Some see them as a faithful group that follows the Bible closely. Others believe their rules are too strict and controlling. This debate has been going on for a long time, and people continue to share their experiences and thoughts. What do you think? Have you ever met someone from this group, or do you have a story to tell? Leave a comment and share your thoughts. If you found this discussion interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more content. Stay curious, keep asking questions, and thanks for watching.